everybody. This is Dauda Silva, your co-host for the IQ Central. Welcome to another episode of the IQ Central, and today we have Abdoulie Taylor here. We are super excited to have him here. Abdoulie Taylor, can you please introduce yourself?
Well, as you just said, my name is Abdoulie Taylor, a student athlete currently playing for Serrekunda West and the national team of the Gambia.
Amazing. So, who is Abdoulie Taylor on and off the court?
Well, on the court, I'm just another fierce competitor trying to get better every day, trying to work on my craft. And off the court, I'm another student too, just trying to chase dreams and have better opportunities through education too.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, when did the love of the game started? When did you actually started playing basketball in the Gambia?
Well, I started playing basketball back in junior school. I went to the court. I went to school and went to the court, and I saw a lot of people playing. And then the ball kind of came to me, so I actually took a shot. Then I made my first shot, and I was like, okay, this is something that I want to try out.
That's nice. That's a good story. So I remember because you talked about accent together sometime when we talked. That the first place that you actually started playing basketball?
Yeah, so then after that at school, I was introduced to the Ascent Together program. I had a friend who was going there, and he was like, you could come here and they'll teach you. And I was like, okay, I'll join and I'll start practicing with you guys too. Then that was when I joined the Ascent Together program.
It's actually fascinating how many young players that have started like just basic skills or basketball knowledge through accent together and then they move up to academics. I think there's a lot of kids that started playing basketball at accent together and not given like enough recognition. So I like the fact that you talked about that. I remember when we had Waka, he also talked about starting, his basketball journey with accent together. So kudos to Accent Together for doing those type of things and creating platform for young people to love the game and to keep moving forward with the game. So you have been a champion at different levels, and we're gonna get to the international level aspect. But for now, we're just gonna talk about what you just did nationally at the National League in the Gambia, at the Gambia Basketball Association League. So you won a championship, and not only one, but you had another one, back-to-back championship. How was the experience? And aside from the experience, what was the mental shift from you being a normal basketball player that loved basketball and then started growing and then, have this mindset that, hey, you know what? I think that I can actually win the whole championship in the Gambia and become one of the best players. How was it?
It was more of like the mentors that I had around me. It was the people that were there. And it's more of like a tradition, the academy or team that I'm playing for Serrekunda West. So I was introduced to the winning stages earlier in my career. So we knew like especially me, I knew I had to keep it going just because that's the tradition.
Awesome. That's actually really important to have a mentor. One of the greatest basketball players, greatest entrepreneurs, greatest leaders always have a mentor because it's really important to always learn from people. And then from there, you can be better than them or up to their level. So having a mentor to teach you the ways of being the best, version of yourself is really important because accountability is everything. If you have somebody who can hold you accountable for what you're not doing better, what you're not doing good, and also just looking at your strength and helping you become better at it, and it's really important. So at a young age, you already represented the Gambia. I remember it was like last year. It was the Guinea-Bissau trip, and then I saw that you guys went out there. It was incredible seeing how you guys started going out there before even going out there, the way you prepared. It was really beautiful seeing that now that we have the chance to fully have home-based players representing the Gambia and doing great. What was the experience like representing the Gambia for the first time at a very young age and going to Guinea-Bissau and winning gold?
It was a lot of butterflies for that trip because it was my first time representing the country, and the experience I was kind of lacking experience, but the people that were around me, the people that were in the team, they saw something in me and they kept motivating, they kept pushing me, especially the coaches. They were like, you can handle this. It's still the same thing. The way you play back home is still the same way you play out here, and you will do exceptionally well. And that's exactly what I did. And we won the gold medal there.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's always an experience. It kind of, give me a flashback on when I represented the Gambia. There's no better pride representing your country. Like the fact that Yangi Gina them Gambia saw something with the name Gambia on it. It's like not only the first time, but it's like you're doing it, another person from another country is doing it. As soon as you secure a win or a dub, it's like the best feeling ever because you grew up like watching soccer. You grew up watching so many players from the national team playing basketball or football, actually, playing football, winning, and you see how people just go outside. And we were part of those people going to celebrate. Now doing it in a sport that you like, there's no better feeling, than that. Especially if this is sports. So it's amazing. So now that you had the feeling that you won gold representing the Gambia, and then you move to the next chapter of your life where you're preparing to go to Senegal, but you guys fell short. But at the end of the day, you guys were in top three, which was in the Dakar tournament. It was the FIBA. I can't remember, but I think it was the FIBA qualifiers, right?
The Dakar tournament, it was actually a 3-on-3 tournament,
Oh,
the
it was a
Dakar
three
Arch.
on three. You're right. You're right. Yes, it was a 3-on-3 that you guys won again. Yes, that was actually great. You won silver, right?
Yeah, we won silver there.
Yes, that was huge because that was like for the first time I've seen something very well prepared, not only with the tournament, but the behind the scene, the photo shoot, the social media. It was beautiful to see something like that. What was the experience like, especially as a young athlete that always wanted to become, a person that perform at a high level? Because I consider that a very high level.
Yeah, it was definitely something very, very big because it was the first time getting exposed to that type of environment, that type of a tournament. So I just kind of like had to enjoy the moment a little bit and let myself know that hey, I'm actually here to grab a medal, go back home with it. So it was so big. You had to. It was my first time actually competing with like other countries other than Senegal because Algeria was there, Kenya was there, Senegal itself was there,
Mhm.
and it exposed me as a player because I get to meet a lot of new people. And to this day, there are a lot of high people that are part of the Senegalese basketball community. When they see me in other tournaments, they be like, "I remember you from this type of tournament." I'm like, "Yeah." So that was a big win for us, actually.
Oh, awesome. So on the last question regarding the international participation that you just did, the most important one that I'll definitely, the one that I just saved for the last one is the Algeria one. How was that experience? Because this was a big event that you guys went out there with your fellow Gambians playing other sports, but you guys being the first team to actually bring gold, that was huge. So how was that? Like, what was the feeling like?
It was so awesome. Like when you win gold, it's your national anthem that is being played. So when the tournament was over and it was time for the award ceremony, so we had to like turn around and see like all of the countries have to stand up and know like yeah, Gambia is actually a country in Africa. We are small, but we have big hearts. So we felt so proud of ourselves and so proud of wearing the national team jersey.
Yes, exactly, bro. Because I don't know if a lot of people tell you this but you guys are the first that, I don't even remember. I think the only team that won gold was in like the 1970s. I don't even remember that. It was the Guinea-Bissau thing that the tournament that you guys went to in Guinea-Bissau. But aside from that, all of these things, like we went and tried to compete. We didn't win gold. We didn't even win bronze. The fact that you guys are the first that went out there winning gold, it's like a huge achievement for the nation, not only for yourself, but for the nation and people that have, tried to get to that level. So it's a very big achievement that I don't know if people are just saying like congratulations, but it's a status that you guys now have, and due to your hard work and your perseverance, it definitely paid off. So I mean, I'm excited to see what the future holds because you guys definitely have a bright future. I mean, just keep working. It's always gonna happen. I don't always believe in just doing this for the love of the game. Now, I see how you guys are doing it, and it's clearly stating that you're not just doing it for the love of the game. It's beyond the game right now. It's more like inspiring the next generation, and I'm truly honored that you guys are doing that. So, congratulations on that part. Well, what kind of skills have you learned after coming back from those tournaments? Because it's really important not to only compete. I mean, if you watch the NBA, if you watch the Olympics, it's always like you're gonna win, yes, but are you always gonna win and stay at the same level? So I know that you guys also have more plans to you know get better, move to the next level. But as in now, what skills have you learned from all of these tournaments that you went to? Even though you won, but what have you learned to utilize in your future?
But I've learned that no matter how hard you think you're working, there's always somebody that's working harder than you. Because even though we've won medals at all of these tournaments, it wasn't something that was easy. Yeah, I felt pride, like, okay, I'm representing my nation out of the 2 million plus people, but that same person that I'm going up against, he's exposed to more infrastructure. He's exposed to more professional talent and all of that. So it was also tough on us. I had to know, like, if I was taking 10 shots or more in the morning, I have to take like 50 shots now because the next kid in the other country, he's getting better than me because he's exposed to the game more than me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So fun question. Who's your favorite NBA player?
Uh, I would say LeBron James is my favorite NBA player, but growing up, knowing that he's 6'9" and I'm like 6'3", I look up to Donovan Mitchell a lot now.
Okay, that's awesome though. That's awesome. All right. So are you saying Lakers is your favorite team or is just LeBron as a player?
LeBron as a player, I love the Chicago Bulls.
Okay, yeah, the Chicago. Wait, that's controversial a little bit. How can you love the Chicago Bulls and be a LeBron fan?
I just love the Chicago Bulls, and I love LeBron too, though.
I'm not even gonna ask you who's the GOAT because now your favorite team is the Chicago Bulls and LeBron is your favorite player. I'll just leave it like that. But that's awesome to know. That's awesome to know. Because sometimes all of these stuff shape who you are. Because the type of player, like you said, you talk about mentorship and some of these guys like Matt Dennis and Chet that help you. But there are also some figures like superstars like LeBron. If you keep watching them every single time, knowing their stories, it's kind of shaped who you become in the future too. So pretty sure that has been exactly what happened to you. For me, it's like so many players that I look up to. I look at Steph Curry, I look at De'Aaron Fox, try to perfect my game a little bit around how they, build their craft. But at the end of the day, you gotta have your own, way of playing, your style and stuff like that. But that's cool though. So, what message do you have to the young people that are looking up to you, or even not, playing basketball yet? But what message do you have for young people?
Okay, I would tell them to like keep going. We both know Gambia is really, really tough when it comes to basketball, actually. We don't have a lot of opportunities as a young athlete. So just keep going. It might seem like there's no future in it, but you actually have to believe first. So you have to believe, keep working and keep striving. So once you set your mind on that, you will achieve great things through basketball. You can inspire a lot of people. You can make a great name for yourself through this sport.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. I mean, we always ask some of our invited guests here, what was that moment that kind of was the hardest part? Let's say, what was the hardest moment like that you went through, but you kind of overcame it, and What was the mental shift or the reasoning that you had that you can actually overcome this?
Yeah. So for me, it was like when I had to transition from playing in the second team to the first team. In the second team, I was playing a lot of minutes, so I came to the first team. I was on the bench literally the whole game for like a whole season. So I was on the bench. There was this time I just stopped training, actually. I don't even come to the court. When it's like a day before the game, I'll show up. Then the next day, I'm on the bench clapping. So the guys that brought me up, they saw that and they were like, once you keep doing this, the coach is not going to see what you can do. You need to keep showing up every day. Keep showing up. Let him know this is who you are. This is what I can contribute for the team. So I kept doing that. Then there was a game, I think in the third quarter, he played me
Mm-hmm.
for like I went out. I played a lot of good defense. Then I made a lot of good passes and stuff. So the next game, I came in the second quarter. Then I came in like 4 minutes end of the first quarter. Then eventually I started. So it's just like a matter of belief and a matter of not giving up. Because when things don't go your way, it don't mean that it's not gonna be right for you. You actually need to work to get it.
Exactly. So, I mean, it just remind me of this quote. Talk about like you miss the shots that you never taken. So it's basically like having self-confidence in yourself. You're not gonna be the perfect player. And if you start playing, and I'm glad that we have you here, somebody who's making it big in the country right now. So we don't have to talk about what we did, like me, Waka. These are stuff that you're doing in the Gambia, and kids are seeing you doing it, and you're achieving at a very high level that we didn't even achieve when we were in the Gambia. So it's like they don't have excuses now because they're seeing you doing great stuff. So the fact that you're now explaining how you were thinking, your thought process during those type of situations, this is just something that they need to look up to. They don't need to look up to some. Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome to say, "Oh, my favorite player is LeBron James" or stuff like that. But it's really important to find somebody who is closer to you, like somebody like you in the Gambia, and say, "Yes, I wanna be at that level." Because I had that when I was playing basketball. I looked at Abdoulie Taylor. It was like very shifty, playing at YMCA with his left hand. I even went to him, told him I want to be like you. Like you need to teach me how to do what you're doing. But he never had the time. But I used that as a motivation. You know what? I'm gonna do what I have to do and then be better, and then maybe pass on the knowledge that I have to another person. So it's really important for kids to see what you're doing because they're young. Like you're young, but we have so many people, like young kids that started playing basketball since I left, and I don't even know them when I was there. So the fact that the game is growing, this is an opportunity to look up to somebody like you, learn from you, reach out to you, even if it's through social media, and then meet up with you, train with you. And really important. And to know that being on the bench is something very important because when you're on the bench, it teaches you three things. Number one, patience. Number two, it can break or make you. If it's making you, it's teaching you self-confidence. And the last one, learning from other people's mistakes. If you are on the bench, you can see a lot of things that other people are not doing. If you pay attention to that. And I'm glad that you also highlighted about that. And the most important thing is honoring that you're on the bench, your time would come, but also hating the fact that you're on the bench. As soon as you go in, go crazy, play hard. So it's really important that young people understand that this is it. Every great person before you achieve all of these achievements that you have, you are on the bench. So it's important that kids understand that it's part of the game to be on the bench. You're not always going to be the best player, but when you wait for your time, it's definitely going to come. The last question that I have is actually two questions. So, what are your short-term goals and your long-term goals in your basketball journey?
My short-term goals is probably trying to win every medal that is here locally.
Mhm.
That is going to be my short-term goal and get better every day. Because once the day is done, that's a short-term goal. I'm getting prepared for the next. So my long-term goals is I want to make it to the professional level, be it anywhere around the globe, and inspire a lot of kids. Inspire them a lot. Let them know about my story and let them know that it's okay to seem like you're failing sometimes because it's going to get hard. Honestly, that road we're taking is gonna get hard, but you have to keep striving. You have to keep going. Try and keep getting it every day.
Amazing, bro. Inshallah, with the way that you're going, the pace that you're going, it's just a matter of time. If you keep doing this, bro, I mean, you know how people say hard work pays off? It's a fact. Hard work always pays off. So you just got to stick with it. You just have to have a plan and a vision. And clearly, you're doing the right stuff. So I'm excited to see how the journey is gonna go. And this is just awesome. Last question. If you had an opportunity to create something in the Gambia, what would that be when it comes to basketball?
I would say I would create a lot of exposure tournaments that we would play all around the Gambia so that we can expose the game more because a lot of people in the Gambia they don't know about basketball. They don't the basketball actually stops just in Congo, that's Banjul, Serrekunda around. When you go to places like Unjur, places like uh Farafenye, Basep, all those urban places, they don't know basketball that much. So that's exactly what I would try to do. We would organize tournaments. Us, the players, we would travel there, go play there for maybe like 3 days so that the kids would see what basketball is about and how good people are actually with basketball so that we can expose the game more.
Exactly, bro. And I hope people hear what you're saying, especially officials, people in charge of or in charge of everything or have the power. I pray that they listen to what you're saying, and not only you, but the youths in general. So many things happening in the country. Only if the people in power listen, then we can definitely get there. The Gambia is full of youths. The population is over, you know youth, the population of youth is more than anything in any age sector. So it's really important to know and listen to what they want, and just try and negotiate. Everything is all about communication and comprehension. So if what you're saying is being heard and put into action, we definitely see a better Gambia. And it's true, the Gambia basketball is not well known, and the places that just know basketball is in Combo, even some parts in Birkama. That's it. If we can spread that, I mean, it would definitely be good. We're trying to do that on our side. Just this podcast is also one of it, trying to reach out to every aspect of the game and then push it towards every part of the country. So if we can get that, it would be great, bro. And yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to be in here. We're really thankful that you took your time to be interviewed and share what your experience with, the IQ Central dialogue followers. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. It's always a pleasure being here with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.